Navigating the world of special education can be incredibly tough, and not just for the students, but for their families too. Today, we're going to dig into how school administrators can really transform what often feels like a stressful process into a genuine partnership, one that actually benefits everyone, especially the child at the center of it all. Okay, so let's just start with the reality of the situation. For so many parents, walking into a meeting about their child's IEP, that's the Individualized Education Program, it feels less like a team huddle and more like a high-stakes, really stressful confrontation. They'll often say they feel discouraged, intimidated, and just uneasy before the meeting even starts. And that's just not a great way to kick off a partnership, is it?
And this idea of a labyrinth, it comes up over and over again for a reason. Parents feel like they've been dropped into this complex, bureaucratic maze. It's filled with all these unfamiliar rules and procedures and timelines. It's a super isolating experience that can leave them feeling pretty powerless and totally alone. So, if we're going to help families find their way out of this maze, we first have to get a handle on what the walls are actually made of. Let's take a closer look at the specific barriers that get in the way of real, meaningful involvement. And when you look at this table, you see it's not just one thing, right? It's coming at parents from all sides. On the economic front, a parent might not be able to afford taking time off work, or maybe they can't find childcare. Linguistically, yeah, you might have a translator, but if that person doesn't get the specialized terms, the real meaning gets lost. Culturally, some families feel it's disrespectful to question the so-called experts at the school. And then there's the educational piece. The sheer mountain of complex paperwork can be just incredibly overwhelming. Let's zero in on maybe the biggest wall of them all, the jargon. I mean, the system is swimming in this alphabet soup of acronyms. You've got FAPE, which is Free Appropriate Public Education, LRE, Least Restrictive Environment, and of course, IEP. When school staff throws these terms around without explaining them, it instantly creates an us versus them vibe. It automatically makes the school team the experts and the parents the outsiders, setting up a power imbalance right from the get-go. And that power imbalance, well, it feeds into a much bigger, more systemic problem. It creates a system that, often without even meaning to, puts the institution's needs ahead of the family's. This is what a lot of folks in the field call a school-centric model. The expectation is that parents have to learn the school's lingo, fit into the school's schedule, and figure out the school's complicated procedures. The burden of adapting is put almost entirely on the family, not the school system. And this quote it hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? When the whole system is structured this way, it's almost impossible not to end up with an adversarial dynamic. It stops feeling like a team working together for a kid, and it starts feeling like two sides digging in for a fight. Think about it. When a parent feels like they have to put on armor and fight for their child to get the right services, the relationship just falls apart. Trust disappears, communication breaks down, and suddenly the focus isn't on the student's needs anymore. It's on winning the argument. And that is just exhausting for parents and, frankly, totally counterproductive for educators. Okay, so that's the problem. It sounds pretty grim. But what's the solution? How do we actually fix this? Well, the key is a fundamental shift in how we think about it, moving away from just checking boxes and toward true collaboration. See, the goal here isn't just about following the letter of the law. It's about building an entire culture of what we can call collaborative advocacy. A real partnership where every single person is on the same team, all advocating for the same thing: what's best for the child. So what does that actually mean, collaborative advocacy? It means recognizing that parents are the world's foremost experts on their own children, period. Their unique knowledge about their child's strengths, their needs, their history, that's not just some nice-to-have extra information. It is essential data, and it has to be woven into every decision, making them an equal, respected member of the team. All right, so let's get practical. What are the actual, actionable things that administrators can do to start building this culture of partnership? Let's break down the toolkit. It all starts with communication. First up, be proactive. Don't let the only time a parent hears from you be when something's wrong. Regular, positive updates build so much trust. Second, and this is a big one, ditch the jargon. Just talk like a human. If you have to use an acronym, explain it every time. Third, center the family. Kick off every single meeting by asking, what are your goals for your child? What are your biggest concerns? That one question completely shifts the power dynamic. And finally, be flexible. Offer different meeting times, maybe a virtual option. Show them you get it, that you understand the real-world barriers they're up against. But look, at the end of the day, these steps aren't just a to-do list you check off. It's all about creating a culture that is genuinely inviting. It's the difference between a family feeling like a guest at the table versus feeling like a valued host of their own child's education.
And this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. There are amazing programs out there doing this right now. Take the Georgia Parent Mentor Partnership. They train parents who've been through the system to mentor new families. This peer support is huge. It demystifies the whole process, gives them emotional backup, and builds their confidence to really advocate for their kids. It's brilliant, really.
So let's talk about the payoff, because shifting to this collaborative model isn't just the right thing to do. For a school district, it is absolutely the smart thing to do. When disagreements happen, and they do, you've basically got two roads you can go down. The first is a due process hearing. It's adversarial by nature. You have low control because some third party makes the final call. The relationship is often destroyed in the process, and the costs, both in time and money, are sky high. Then there's the other road, mediation. It's collaborative, the family and school keep control, the relationship stays intact, and the financial cost is way, way lower.
So the benefits of going the ADR route, that's alternative dispute resolution, are just massive. You preserve that critical long-term relationship. You actually build skills for solving problems in the future. It's faster, it's cheaper, and it often leads to way more creative, tailored solutions for the student. And because everyone built the solution together, they're both much more committed to making it work.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The data totally backs this up. National studies show that when families and school districts actually sit down for mediation, they reach a successful agreement at a consistently, incredibly high rate. The takeaway here is simple. This approach works. It resolves disputes without having to go the costly, damaging legal route.
So this all brings us to the final critical question that every school leader really needs to be asking themselves. Are your district's practices building partnerships, or are they creating battlegrounds? Because by intentionally tearing down those barriers, by simplifying your language, and by truly valuing parents as the experts they are, you can transform that confusing labyrinth into a clear path that you all walk together.